Greetings, dear, magnificent, beautiful spirit soul that you are. Right there where you are. All is possible for you. When you know who you are and are in harmony with the divine, with the nature of our true divine selves and each other. See, remember the Star Wars movie, The Force. No, you don't want force. You don't need force. Force is used by those who are not connected to the mystic path of the divine. So they have to force things because they want it to be the way they want it to be, and that is not good for really anybody else but for them, you see. And when people operate in that level, they have to continuously convince the others that they're needed. You need me, when actually they need you. You see, that's how it goes. So, my topic, finally, got to, is turn a weakness into a strength. So what I'm saying then is we have this major weakness, which is we want to be liked. But it comes to also to survive. You have to have food, and it's going to come from somebody else, and you don't want to throw you out into the wilderness with the jackals and rip your body from limb to limb. You know, it's like all these pictures and all these images and all of these stories and all of this stuff that that are in this mind machine, meant to terrorize, in a sense, and to make us do what certain things to do in order for we to be safe and protected and all of this kind of stuff. Okay, so anyway, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with being protected and being safe. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is that if we get to who we really are and we take a look at what is it that is controlling us so much, is basically peer pressure. Wanting to be like others, or wanting others to like us. We wanting to fit in, to belong. That we're in the club, they're going to vote for us, and we're on the team. I don't know, you remember choosing up sides in PE in school. Oh my gosh, we don't. The last guy gets chosen. I guess we have to take him because nobody wants him. That guy probably became a genius as in running the world to get even now. But anyway. That's what we do. So anyway, this peer pressure thing is a weakness because it is, oh my goodness, it goes so deep. And actually, and I think of remembering the different moments of when I've either been embarrassed or felt so insecure or so unloved and so unappreciated, whatever, all those emotions, those are emotions. And emotions are destructive because they shut also down the immune system, but they're coming from the place of fear and ignorance of self, where we shifted from our own knowing, which maybe we were not into, hadn't been there, we're too much in the mind, trying to get it together, so to speak, in the mind, but to belong, to fit, to be liked, to be appreciated, to be famous, to be a star, to be loved, to be wanted, to be all this stuff. And all of the commercials, all the ads, because it sells cosmetics, sells clothes, sells this, sells that. You try and when you tell people to be vegetarians, oh no, we make all this money from the slaughter of animals and all this, in the makeup, it's in the this, and is that you can't do that? Yeah. But I tell you, this is what you get: is that reality out there that is unnatural. So this natural state of wanting to be pleasing to others mainly is, it's a wonderful thing that you want others to be pleased and happy. Not when it's at your expense, not when it's the denial of your own nature and your own choices and your own divinity and your own spirituality. And so when we give everybody out there that power, You see these people that are tortured in the school, or how that's allowed, or even what that does in a school, because a school is not a natural place for people to live. All those beautiful, young, creative, magnificent times. And it because it's all forming to a certain form, because we will mold you into what we want you to be, because then you'll think you are that and believe that and defend it with your life. And it's not your life, because nobody's dying. Let's get over that. But anyway, changing form, or go, and then when you not know who you are, and then leaving and dropping this form, you think this is where it's at. Instead of having activated your spiritual form, you're still allowing the mind to control you and to direct you where you're going to go and what you're going to do next, you see. And that's the importance of turning a weakness into a strength, because you can notice where you are selling yourself out for peer pressure, and then where does it go? It then goes to a job. Of course we want people to like us, that would be great, but wonder if we trigger them just by our appearance, the color of the skin, what I do, anything like that. It could be others, oh, you triggered me. No, you did not. You triggered yourself, goofball. And then if you take a look at where that's coming from, you got a belief, you got a command, you're under hypnotic trance perhaps, you see, because it's then using all of your divine energy for stupid things that are ultimately are not benefiting you even in the moment, you see, because you are the now. So this peer pressure thing, everybody to dress a certain way, everybody has to have a certain kind of shoes, and if you don't, then the children are used to then torment the others, as their parents were used to laugh at. And you take a look at all those cartoons, a lot of them are animals and people suffering and falling down and being hurt, and everybody's laughing, ha 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 ha. And it's this cruelty, and all of that also begins also with that whole identity of eating animals. And also by saying that human bodies are animal bodies when they're not. They're not at all. They're similarities, but they're divine bodies, because you call them animal, then you can eat humans too, right? Yeah. Come on. And what people are doing, and they don't realize, and they better have realize, is to turn a weakness into a strength. Yes, you work, endeavor for the happiness and joy of others, but that does not mean that you're less than who you are, that you sacrifice your own knowing and integrity and your own, that your job is not to fulfill their expectations. Your job is to really do the work. Invest in your own nature, spiritual self, to learn and to know, to get the knowledge and to apply it and to realize it and to be who you are fully now. Not waiting till some future lifetime and some thinking over here. And what are you talking about? All you have now. That's who you are. And in the now, the power is in the now. Every time you've been rejected, so-called, that's a gift, because it really wasn't rejecting you. You're rejecting you because then you believe you're rejected and you're not good enough. And let someone else determine whether you're valuable or not, because they like you or they don't like you. And it's like, to be able to live without agreement is the mark of a genius, because the genius isn't just going along to get along. They're following their inner heartbeat, their inner drummer, that inner knowing, that inner guidance, not the mind, but the inner guidance. And so turning a weakness into a strength is when you can perceive that, I was just, just begging for everybody else to give me attention and to do this and do that. And that's not who I am or what I'm doing. Because when you then do your spiritual work, you're self-satisfied. You're police. You can know what's going on. You're not jerked around by every little moment and every little thing. No, why? And it's not going to come in a pill, and it's not going to come in the next medication, and it's not going to come in that thing over there. It comes by you doing the work, and it's not going to come any other way. You don't going to have it any other way, because everyone has to do it for themselves. That's the way it is. And that when you turn that weakness of giving your power away to other people to owning the power and activating it and actually developing that relationship you have and who you are, now, my dear one, this is what it's all about, you see. And you know that. And so that's most important. Yes. And then you have it all.